Hi you guys. Okay, so I wanted to make a quick video about how I cured all the little bumps on my forehead that for the last 15 years I've been trying to figure out how to get rid of this acne. I've been on every medication and used every cream from a dermatologist and nothing was working, just to find out that I actually had something called fungal acne. So if you have ever dealt with those tiny bumps, which I'll put some pictures in, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's disgusting, it's itchy, you do everything you can to try to get rid of it, it never goes away. In certain lighting, which is like everyday lighting, you see people staring at it, you can't stop staring at it, you try to pick it and pop it, but they're not like really pimples. So yeah, it's called fungal acne. It's disgusting. It's like it eats at the oil on your face. It's so gross. So with all that being said, I'm not going to make a super long video because like some of you that are trying to figure out what's going on with your forehead, you have probably watched tons of 20-minute videos about how they cured their acne just to really get no information from it from the end. So I'm going to show you exactly what I use, what was prescribed to me, and what has worked to get rid of all those little bumps. And again, it's frustrating because the worst part about it is that everyone's situation is different and like no one regimen probably works the same for everyone, but I am going to show you what has worked for me and the products that I use, and I hope that it helps you. Okay, so before I show you what I use, I'm going to show you some pictures of when my bumps on my forehead were at their worst, and I literally was crying in my car and could not figure out what was going on, which I only get mine on my forehead. I do have a couple little here, but not really anymore, because I'm super lucky and I have bacterial acne and fungal acne. So down here, I don't really get fungal acne, knock on wood, but so mine was mostly my forehead. So I'm gonna show you a picture of when that was the absolute worst. So at that point, this was about 3.5 years ago. I went to the dermatologist and I'm like, I hate going in public. I don't like going places because the stuff on my face. So they prescribed me with doxycycline, which I see a lot of people are conflicted on doxycycline. So at the time, I started taking doxycycline and my forehead pretty much completely cleared up like in 3 days. Fast forward years, I have come to find out from my current dermatologist that doxycycline only really limits how visible the inflammation is. And so for me, it worked really well, but it didn't actually help it. So every time I would get off doxy, the same thing would happen again because it just pretty much stops it from being so visible. Plus, it's not good to be on an antibiotic that long. It started giving me other problems. And then I got pregnant, so I had to stop taking it. So during my pregnancy was the only time that I wasn't really suffering with the bumps on my face from when I was like 15. So that is probably because while I was pregnant, my hormones were changing. And so my pH balance on my skin was changing. And for me, it changed for the better. So I was way less oily. So with fungal acne, the yeast on our skin that everyone has, it eats at that oil. And when you have a lot of oil, you get like an overgrowth of pretty much the yeast. So it's like a fungus infection on your face. Disgusting. So during my pregnancy, I didn't have that. And then as soon as I had the baby, I was nursing, so I wasn't able to take anything. And so slowly, as the years went on, the bumps started to come back. So about 2 or 3 months ago, I started getting them really bad again, which I'll show you some more pictures. And I emailed the dermatologist because COVID had started, so I couldn't go in. So I sent her the pictures and she just put me on doxycycline. So within like 2 days, the doxy was causing me other problems. I was not seeing any improvement. So I sent another email and I ended up getting a different dermatologist. And he suggested a cream for fungal acne, saying that he did not think that from the pictures that I showed him that it was bacterial acne. So he provided me with a cream, which I'm going to show you right now. So it is called Ketoconazole Cream, okay? So it's 2%. I got it from my dermatologist. And he was like, If you have fungal acne, use this on your face for 2 weeks, and if it's fungal acne, the bumps will go away, and you know it's not bacterial acne. When I tell you that my bumps went away in 3 days maybe, it has been more than 2 weeks, and I still use it. I'm not stopping using it like he told me to. It has literally cleared the bumps on my face, and I'll show you some pictures. I do also use this along with some other stuff. I was talking to a friend of mine about her curly hair process, okay? So like, yes, on curly hair journey, like I can't wash my hair, and so I'm getting all these little bumps on my forehead. And I'm like, just listening, So she's like, I started using Head and Shoulders, and it made the irritation go away. And I kind of put like 2 and 2 together. So I'm like, okay, let me start using the Head and Shoulders shampoo with this cream. So now what I do is I literally wash my hairline. I get my hair wet every day. I know some people don't, but I wash my hairline every day now with Head and Shoulders dandruff shampoo. I also put the Head and Shoulders all over my forehead, and I leave it on there for about 3 minutes while I'm in the shower, and then I rinse it off. So I also did a lot of research on what kind of products contribute to fungal acne, and it's pretty much everything. So every moisturizer I was using, all the face washes I was using, the makeup I would use, every single thing literally made it worse, because on top of the fact that my skin is super sensitive, all the ingredients and pretty much everything, fungal acne like eats it and you get the bumps. So there's very limited things that you can use. I shouldn't say very, it's limited. So you should look up the products that you can use with fungal acne. But I have found that this moisturizer, so it's Oil of Olay Age Defying Daily Renewal Cream. This does not have any ingredients that contribute to fungal acne, so I now use this as my daily moisturizer. And that's another thing, you need to moisturize. Even I only use a little bit, like I make sure that I don't, like my eyes don't get really dry, and I use a little bit, but I think that some people think when you have oily skin not to moisturize, and then your skin actually does the opposite, and it overproduces oil to make up for the lack of moisture on the skin, so you do need something. So again, this is what I use now, and every night, then I put this all over my forehead. I do use a differing cream because the rest of my face kind of gets like, not very often anymore, but if I do, it's not fungal acne. It's like a random regular pimple, so I just use different to dry it out. And then I use the Head and Shoulders, like I said, here and here every day. That I've read not to do it every day. I do it every day. It works for me. Okay, and then I wanted to show you my face washes really quick. So this Cetaphil Extra Gentle Daily Scrub was one of the approved face washes on the antifungal list. So I use this every other day. And then I also use Panoxyl, this is very strong. I use the 10% benzoyl peroxide. This is not for everybody. My sister used this once and she was like, her face cracked. So this will dry your skin out, but this works for me because I have really oily skin. So I use this every other day. I use my Cetaphil. I know it seems like a lot of stuff, but it's really not. Then my moisturizer that's been approved. And then I put the Ketoconazole Cream on my forehead. I use the different if I have a little spot right here. And then again, I use the Head and Shoulders shampoo now. And then I just use like regular conditioner, but I just don't touch it on to my roots. So last but not least, the makeup. I know it's unfortunate, and what I noticed is that I don't get ready very often. Like I don't do my makeup or my hair very often, and every time I would get ready, the next day my skin would be disgusting, and I'm like, what is going on? And that is because the hair products, the face products, all of it contributes to fungal acne. So for makeup, I literally only can use Bare Minerals. This is all that I can use. So I use their blush, and I use their bronzer, and I use a tiny bit of concealer of another brand. And then for my hair, the Herbal Essences was approved as not having any ingredients that contribute to fungal acne. So again, I know it seems like so much, but just do the research and find out what products are not in it. But all those that I showed you hopefully will help your fungal acne. This was a little bit longer than I intended, but I just wanted to make sure I gave you the information. Trust me when I say I'm trying to look at you because I feel your frustration. I would tell my husband like, oh my God, look. And he'd be like, you don't have anything there. And I'm like, how is he saying this to me? He's just trying to be nice. But now that it's actually cleared, he's even told me like, you can see a complete difference in your skin. Like I really feel like my pH balance of my skin looks different. So I'll show you some pictures of now. My skin still is not perfect, but I'm happy. It makes me not want to wear makeup. I feel more confident. Like I'm not trying to hide from people. I'm not ignoring events because I'm so uncomfortable. I'm not itching and uncomfortable. And that's another sign to keep a lookout for, is that if your bumps feel really itchy, it could be fungal acne. So try this cream. If you've tried everything else and it hasn't worked, I hope it works for you. Please let me know. You can comment down below what your story is and ask me any questions.